Mr. Yukihiro Yoshida, a master bamboo fly rod maker, has been working hundreds of hours on a split cane rod for Kathryn to fish with during her stay in Japan. There's nothing that casts a trout fly like a bamboo rod. A rod built from locally grown Japanese bamboo, made in the traditional way from the time of the samurai, will make fishing the local rivers even that much more special. Kathryn immerses herself in Japanese life as she waits for her rod to be finished.
What a Catch is inviting people to come on a fishing trip with me. That's what I do. I'm a professional fisher. I fish around the world. I chase big game fish. It could be an Atlantic salmon, taimen. It could be a big sailfish. You never know from week to week. So I want people to travel along with me and experience the culture and the food. And I go off to these remote places, and you get the feeling that no one else has ever walked where you're walking. And you get to fish in pristine wilderness. What a catch.
With more than 1,000 different species of bamboo, finding the strongest and straightest variety with well-spaced nodes is paramount for a master fly rod builder. The most dense fibers possible give the rod its strength and flexibility. This combination produces a rod that delivers a smooth, fluid backcast and forward cast with its own dampening effect built into the rod itself because of the nature of the materials used. The result is a picture-perfect, smooth, precise delivery of a fly that embodies all the history and romance that this sport is famous for.
Cormorant fishing on the Nagara River in Gifu City is an ancient way of catching ayu and other small fish. It is a traditional method of fishing that is over 1,300 years old. This highly effective method of fishing is passed from father to son and uses birds to catch fish rather than nets or rods. It is a dramatic sight to behold, steeped in tradition and skill. The bright bonfires light the way for the Sugarami, which is what the procession of 6 boats lined up side by side is called. The boats descend the river at night with Mount Kinka and Gifu Castle as a backdrop. "72 birds lead the charge as the light from the bonfires wake the sleeping fish that are resting on the bottom but are now drawn to the light on the surface. 12 birds per boat are tethered by ropes called tanawa, and the master does well to keep the lines from tangling. The ravenous birds dive and resurface, filling their throats with fish that they're prevented from swallowing completely. The wood or cormorant is then pulled into the boat, turned upside down, and the fish are shaken free into a basket, and the process is repeated until the float is complete, at which time the birds are rewarded for a job well done.
Ancient Japan still exists within modern Japan. A great honor was bestowed on me. I was invited to have tea with a master cormorant fisherman at his home. During our visit, I pointed out that the master fishes with birds, the cormorant, and I fish with feathers. We both love fishing. I was curious to find out how he learned how to fish.
そうね、いや、昔は日本、世界もどうかわからないですけども、昔の日本の社会っていうのは、父親の仕事を見て、その息子が継ぐのが多い。
In Japan, if you're destined to be a master fly rod craftsman, you will learn how to build rods by watching your father at work over many years. The same is true with fishing. The son will learn to fish by watching his father fish. Learning to fish with birds, fire, and heavy boats takes a lifetime, not unlike the art of rod making.
He must have a favorite bird, I asked.
好きですよ。難しいね。なぜというか、まず基本的な話は一生懸命魚を取る。それから割とリーダー的なである。そうね。どちらかというと仕事のパートナーは。ウショウが一番惚れ込んだ名前ね、ウショウが一番惚れ込んだ名前は彦丸という名前、日本語で書くと彦根の彦っていう字に丸、彦丸という名前を与える。要するに命名や襲名や襲名っていうかな、要するに、それをこういうのに名付けると言われている。要するに6人のウショウがいます。全部自分の気に入ったウがいます。その気に入ったウに対しては彦丸という名前を与える。
And what makes a cormorant such a good fisherman? Why a cormorant? Why not a different type of bird?
まず野生のウを我々の中で一緒に暮らす。
The master explained that the larger ocean cormorants were preferred over the river variety, and that most of his 20 birds were taken from the ocean cliffs not far away when they were about a year old. These birds are the same size as the adults, but it takes 3 years of training before they're ready to join the group on the river. During that time, the wild birds will become part of the master's family, living with him year-round for the rest of their lives. Their lifespan will almost double under the care of their new human family. The master gets to know each bird's personality over time. He treats the birds as his partner. When it's time to teach the cormorants how to work for his dinner, the master will leave the teaching to his experienced birds.
基本的にウが魚を追っかけるだけ。その追っかける時に縄がもつれるとうまいこと動けない。だからこちらでこうさばいてやる。そういうことをする。
The new team member will watch how the other birds catch the fish, and then he will soon join in.
朝がしらじらながら川心任せの深い船
Learning different ways to catch fish, and in this case a wild river fish called an ayu. It's as intriguing to me as the fishermen themselves. To think that forever ago, a local man who grew tired of rice as a staple observed that the cormorants would drop their fish when approached, giving up as many as 8 to 10 fish at one time in order to make themselves lighter so they could fly away.
だからずっと漁をしてくると魚の割合パーセントからいくと大体 90% が鮎。
The result? A symbiotic relationship wrapped in ceremony and locked in tradition.
I'd like to learn more about how the tradition has developed, the boats.
それからについてはあの形というのはこの日本の川って結構渓流流れが速いところを下ってくるそういうのに適した形の船だという形で 速いというか、要するにそういう下るのに適したかった。要するに鵜と一緒に下っていくんだから、そんな速く競争するわけじゃなくて、鵜と一緒に漁をするというの形だから。
I scan the mountainside for the coveted oily pine.
Is there a red pine somewhere here?
昔はね、この金華山からもらっていた。
The great oily pines that grow so tall and whose oil burns so brightly to light the way for the fishermen are not so plentiful anymore. At one time, 12 masters worked for the imperial household, a highly honored position. Today, 6 boats remain. The cultural depth and uniqueness that romanced me is blurred with the North American sensibility in modern Japan. It's the same kind of different.
Do you know that in other parts of the world, the cormorants are such great fishermen that the fishermen are hurting the cormorants because they're competing for the same fish?
The master wasn't surprised that the exemplary fishing ability of the cormorant might ruffle a few feathers with people vying for the same catch. Cormorants, he said, are very effective fishermen. I want to believe that there will always be master cormorant fishermen living in this valley alongside the ancient slow-growing great pines, neighbors to the rod builders and their forests of fast-growing bamboo. His father, his father's father, a legacy that goes so far back that it boggles the mind.
要は今漁、魚を取るのと観光という2つをやっているね。要するに漁をする、あるいはこれはお客さんに見せるという観光。だから漁の時っていうのは魚がたくさん取る時、ああようみんな頑張ったな。要するにそしてこちらの観光の方においてはお客さんが見て、ああよかったですというその声を聞くとやはりよかったなという。
With the sunrise brought the promise of another memorable day of discovery in Japan. I was on my way to visit an old friend and learn how to catch vegetarian fish with a rod rather than with birds. I wondered if it would be like catching milkfish with a fly that looks like seaweed.
Why do people call you Ichi?
My first name is Seiichiro Otsuka. It's too long. You have to cut it short. So Ichi is the middle part. It means number 1. I'm the eldest son in the family.
So what's your full name?
Seiichiro Otsuka is my full name.
That's beautiful. Well, number 1, what kind of fish is that?
This is called ayu in Japanese. Very special fish. It's a river fish. And in Japanese also it's called kogyo, fish of fragrance, because it feeds on the moss, so the fish smells like watermelon.
Wow. Show me how to rig this fish for fishing.
This is the nose ring. You must attach this to the ayu. So you put through ayu's nostril very gently, like so. Like a cow ring, similar. But the ayu is now attached to the line through this nose ring, and the 2 hooks are dangling down below the tail.
So for the purposes of our demonstration, we picked up an ayu from the grocery store, and this will be my lunch later on. But when you're rigging this fish for ayu fishing, it's a live fish.
That's right.
What is the theory? Where did this come from?
Well, the theory is based on the instinct of ayu, because it feeds on the moss of a rock. And
Interesting.
so this is the lure ayu, which is live. By the way, this is the only method of catching a fish with the fish live of the same kind. When everything is ready, the fisherman will let the ayu go into the stream, center of the stream, the resident ayu will come and attack this lure ayu. And the resident ayu gets entangled against these hooks. It could be on the tail or fin or head or any place. And once the resident ayu is hooked, the two fishes together start running downstream like mad. And your long rod bends like half moon.
It's impressive to see.
Well, it's a very exciting way of catching ayu.
It's ingenious to catch another fish, a fish that is a plankton, moss-eating
Yes.
vegetarian, to
Yes.
catch another fish that is also a vegetarian
That's right.
by capitalizing on its instincts.
Yes.
It's brilliant.
Instinct. We capitalized on the instinct, and it was developed during the Edo period, which is the era when the samurai people were active. You know, you can imagine a samurai with an interesting hairdo and the sword, and they were catching ayu like this by using the instinct of the same fish.
The live lure ayu, with its nose ring, is walked into position with the long rod and then attacked by the resident ayu, which then becomes entangled in the dangling hooks. My friend readies his boxes for today's fishing, another treasure created from exotic Japanese wood.
Another side is very fast stream, is running.
With a foam line. So
Yes.
don't cast in the foam line.
Yes.
Cast in the slack water.
That's right.
My other question is, what kind of fish is this? Is it a trout?
Trout, yes, Japanese original trout, a land rock salmon. We call that fish iguana, but not so big. But iguana living 7 or 8 years, grows 35 centimeters. And we also have another Japanese original trout called amago. It's some kind of cherry salmon's land rock type.
What is the name of this river?
Toge River.
You're fishing with a Japanese bamboo rod.
This is Japanese madake bamboo, not tonkin cane. Japanese bamboo, original bamboo has a good response for catch a fish.
And this type of bamboo is more dense than Tonkin bamboo, right?
Yes.
Bamboo.
I was turning over the rocks and seeing lots of bugs.
Bugs, yes. You know, Japanese river has a lot of kind of aquatic insects. This river has almost 300 kinds of aquatic insects.
So you're passionate about finding a fly that will be very effective.
Yes.
But you had to make sure that there were fish, so you worked on teaching people that catch and release is important, so that there'd be lots of fish.
Exactly, yes.
The simple joy of casting an elegant bamboo rod can lull you into thinking that you're all alone, even though you're fishing in a country with a population of over 128 million. Imagine going down this little stretch of water with so many people fishing so closely together. Fishing in North America is often about our own personal pursuit of fish, whether it be how big, how many, or just knowing that you figured out what they are eating that day. In Japan, I fished as part of the whole. Our group hopscotched its way down the river like a gang of fire ants. I never had to stop and change a fly. I was simply handed someone else's rod with a freshly tied-on dry fly. Each of us taking a shot at the virgin water ahead of us, while the rest looked on in anticipation for the impending flash, rise, or take. Any indication of a flash would cause the group to gasp in unison.
Japanese trout.
Yes. gonna. Why is it gonna?
Can I see the fly? That's one you tied.
I'm not sure which was more special, anticipating the completion of my bamboo rod or waiting for a wild Japanese trout to take. The trout are as beautiful as a silk kimono, and the beauty of my new rod is beyond explanation. Fishing in Japan over the past few weeks has been more about the timelessness of the sport and delving into its history than about the fish themselves for a change. The art of fly fishing and the simple beauty of holding a wild foreign trout is a gift that I cherish.
Okay, so I have to tell you what happened. Because I just came from a fishing trip where I caught big fish. So I saw the fish flash, and it took the hook, and I went, hook set, and it went 40 feet in the air. Woo! And I saw it fly over my head like a kite, and it went flying way up there and went way back there. Oh my gosh, look there, look there.
Yes.
It's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's my fish. Ah!
Funny thing though, the group didn't want to take credit for my small fish.
Yeah, who said fish can't fly?
Never mind.
Put the ayu in the refrigerator for safekeeping at the hotel.
Somebody ate the ayu.
They ate the ayu.
Go figure.
So
Somebody ate
we
the ayu.
had a 9 o'clock call this morning to shoot the segment, and somebody ate the fish.
Somebody ate our ayu. I mean, how did...
And it took us an hour to find a grocery store with an ayu yesterday. So best laid plans.
The backup ayu.
Backup ayu. So we're ready to go out filming, and the glamour behind the scenes of What a Catch. We're waiting for some hotel people to come and take the windows off the building so we can then move the cases into the van to go film some kids getting their first fly casting lesson. Yes.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you.